Hello YouTube, welcome in this fine day. Today we are going to have a look at Jadzi, Oracle of Arcavios in Historic Brawl. This deck aims to win by playing Jadzi and then proceed to peel off instant sorceries from the top of the deck, going into fun stuff like Ugin the Spirit Dragon and extra turns, and killing them with Field of the Dead or an Uro on the field. The basic gist of this deck is most of our ramp is in form of instant sorceries. We have a few exceptions, 5 to be precise, with the 3 1-mana ramps. Those are really good, right? Lotus Cobra is really good with Jadzi as well when you hit a land off the top. And Uro, Titan of Nature's Wrath, because that is a very good card to have on the field if you're taking extra turns, so you can attack multiple times in a row and just generate a bunch of value that way, right? I'm usually a big fan of counterspells, but we really have to dial down the counterspells in this deck because counterspells are really bad to get off the top with Jadzi, because whenever you have a card on top that you don't want to cast, it just stays there and then you're going to draw it regardless, and it's just really annoying, right? So we only have 2 counterspells here, and one of them is Jwari Disruption because the other side is a land. And the other one would be Supreme Will because we can look at the top 4 instead of countering something, which is also pretty nice. Yeah, mana base. We have a snow non-snow split on the basics for Field of the Dead. Yeah, we have Field of the Dead, and then just a bunch of good lands. Castle Garenbrick is actually pretty nice because we will always be able to fully utilize the castle with our commander, because we add 6 green and then double blue, and it works perfectly with our commander basically. About our commander, we usually don't use the backside of Journey to the Oracle, just very rarely, because it's just hard to draw so many cards and have so many cards in hand at the same time. Alright, I am running 26 lands plus 4 flip lands with Seagate Restoration, Malakir Recovery, Silundi Vision, and Jwari Disruption. So in total 30 lands, like 50% of our deck is lands, right? But it's still quite hard to make this other side here work. Other than that, Time Warp is a beautiful spell because it's an extra turn that goes into the graveyard, so that way it can be recurred with Tamiyo, can be recurred with Malakir Recovery, and Regrowth, and that's just amazing. Hope you enjoy the deck. I will see you in the games. Okay, we are in our first game against Drana. Mono black aggro, it seems. Yeah, I like this hand. Now the question is, we keep land on top. Do we play Lotus Cobra next turn, or do we play Search for Escanta? I Twitch. Not as great as one might think, because there is no sideboard here. Okay, if we play Lotus Cobra, we can't really play anything with it next turn. Like if I had a 4-mana spell, I would probably like to play the Cobra here, but as is, I'm going to play the Search for Escanta. Oh yeah, that is, beautiful. Right, so we go, Lotus Cobra, we play this. So now, explore. So here we could Brainstorm and then fetch an untap land, but I feel like I don't have anything to put back with Brainstorm here. So I'm just going to play the Alrund's Epiphany, right? If these were dead cards, I would just love to like put them back. Yeah, let's grab a snow-covered forest, because I have 1 less snow-covered forest in the deck than a regular forest to play around Redain. And that means that my odds of drawing a normal forest is higher, right? And I want to have different lands. And I'm taking a forest because of Nissa, essentially. Okay, now we just want to draw lands, to be honest. I mean, that's technically a land. Well, it's not a land, right? But it doesn't really matter too much. What we... Like if we bottom it or top it, basically. Well, graveyarded or not. If we had 5 cards in graveyard, I would probably brainstorm here. But since that is not the case, ooh, I like regrowthing. Okay. I think this is probably a decent play to make, right? Because now we are able to hit our land drops. We protect our Time Warp and the regrowth from Thought Seizes. This order is the one I want, basically. And I pretty much always keep on top here with Search, because if it was a land, I would keep it on top, right? If it was the Overflowing Insight, I would keep it on top. So I know the Search for Azcanta is kind of, you know, it's kind of a bit weird here, because I always keep on top, but I think that's just how it is, basically.
Address me as Queen of the Dead, please.
So this is interesting. I think I'm going to discard the land here. The reason why I'm going to discard the land is because getting the value with Overflowing Insight is just really crucial. And we could bottom the okay, we can flip the Time Warp, right? Graveyard that. Then we Alrund's Epiphany, extra turn into Regrowth Time Warp. I think that is a decent play to make, because I want to be able to like have a bit of a board presence, essentially. Right, I could just play Jadzi here and that would be fine. If I play Jadzi, oops, yeah, I have to play Jadzi anyway. Yeah, I can't not do that. Bit awkward. But I am going to keep the land in hand because of the Lily. Yeah, I was tapping it to see like how much mana I essentially have, but I couldn't undo it for some reason. I mean, I think that's just because it's the activated ability. Ooh, that's really good for us. Now the big question is, what 2 cards do we discard here? Okay. Discard. Sack a creature is fine, but the discard is really interesting, right? So we always discard the Snar here. I think we have to keep the regrowth just because we like we need the extra turn right now, because just drawing here won't do us any good. Yep, Insight to the grave. And land would be the perfect draw. Yeah. That is not a land. So now, well, it is a land, but it's not a. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Decline, and no land on top. That is, so this is like the situation I was talking about, right? If you have a card on top that you don't want to draw, that's pretty horrendous for you. And now we're in top deck mode, essentially.
This is a wasted opportunity.
And I'm going to decline this. And then shuffle the library. Right. Ah, that's unfortunate, right? So if I had a land on top there, I could have done, like, if I drew an untapped land, I could have, GG. Although, it's not yet GG. But if I had an untapped land there, I could have played it and used it just one time to activate the Jadzi. That would have really helped. If they have removal, I'm dead, right? It is how it is, basically. They're in mono black. It's very unlikely that they have removal, right? Right? Ooh. So this is more damage. So that's what we're going to block here. Yup. And wow, that's so good for us. Nice. That is so good. Perfect. Okay, and we are going, so we can't deal with them anyways, right? So we're taking the Gaunty out so we can attack. Yes, doesn't matter too much. And extra turn. Island search at the top. And then, oh yes, then we regrowth the Time Warp. Perfect. Wow, that is a clutch game. I'm going to take the, that's interesting. Harmonize versus Abundant Harvest. I think Abundant Harvest is actually better here. And yeah, and they scoop. Wow, that was a clutch game. GG. We are ready to play against Kwende? I don't even remember. Yeah, Kwende. Wow. Haven't seen that guy in ages. I don't have ramp in here. Mono White is a good matchup for us, but not having ramp sucks. Oof. Having this hand, that's perfect. That is perfect actually. I'm going to fetch for a forest here, because this always comes into play tapped, right? If I have a forest, the Castle Garen Brick is active. Well, can come into play untapped, so I have the island, and then I have 4 lands for the Fabled Passage anyways. Good stuff. Wow. Okay, the game just got interesting. The game just got really interesting because we have to pay 1 extra for each Jadzi trigger as well, right? I have enough lands in hand. I'm picking non-land. The perfect card. Wow. The perfect card. Beautiful. Okay. This is going to get interesting because Thalia is like basically the only card that really matters from them. And Redain. Thalia and Redain are really scary. Basically, I think I want to play this as a blue side, because if we put this onto battlefield with Uro, then we always get the front side. Ooh, yes, that is a really good card in this matchup. A really, really good draw. So, essentially, we can only cast Temporal Sundering if we have a legendary on the field. I'm not too sure. I guess Jadzi, like they don't really have a lot of pressure here. Like they have a decent amount, right? But not moderate aggro stuff pressure. And I think I just really need to ramp. So the Tamiyo essentially instantly dies, right? So this is, I probably need to do this, right? Because I can't growth spiral and then play the cultivate, and I'm just using the more expensive ones. So I need a regular forest and a regular island here, right? Regular forest, regular island, and I'm going to play. I don't think it matters too much here. And next turn our Field of the Dead is online, which is going to be really good. Yep, they swing in for 7. And we are missing... So wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if we play Fabled Passage and fetch for a Well, for any land, because if we... Yeah, okay, that works. So, like this. Like this. Play that. Play you. And then Uru is active, right? We take the forest out of the deck here. And I'm just going to play Uru because Uru is a legendary and then I can take 2 extra turns basically. While that's on the field, and that's just going to be a lot of value. Just a ton of value, really. Nice. That's really good for us. Perfect. That was a pretty good sequence, actually. So if I Temporal Sundering, so this has Death Touch, right? No. Oh, that looks like a Death Touch icon, right? But it actually isn't. I think that's lethal for us, right? If they swing with these 3, I can 100% kill them. No, because this has Vigilance, right? But if I bounce this, so this is an interesting one, right? I can always do this block here, right? And I think that's a good one. But I can either bounce the Thalia, right? But if I bounce the Thalia, they can kill my Uru on attack. But they can't do that if I bounce the Kwende, right? Because then they only have 5 total power in play. So this is like a really tricky one. Because I want to be able to attack with Uru as often as possible, really. So how much mana is that? I think this is the more expensive one, right? No way. Yeah, no, though both cost the same. So I'm taking the bounce here, right? Yeah. Return to hand, and then I think it's just worth it to play it like this, just because I want to be able to attack with the Uru. Oh yeah, and that's game. GG. So now I play that, or yep. Should have played the okay, that's surrender. Yeah, I should have played the land after the Ugin. Doesn't matter too much, because the Ugin is just way too brutal here. In combination with the value that Uru provides, they can't handle everything. GG. We are ready to go against Bruvac Mill. That is actually a bad matchup for us, because we will die on turn 5. That's a big problem here. That's a lot of ramp, but will it be enough, right? So we go... Oh, we picked the wrong forest. Yeah, we need to go with the Lano Elves here. We pick land with Abundant Harvest for sure, right? So that goes for land. Yep. I think this is the... No. I think it has to be play like this. Okay, we pick just a high amount of forest. I think I need the second blue in case I draw an extra turn, but like I really want a high amount of forest for the Nissa. So they play Bruvac here, and in the next 2 turns I'm dead. So like this snow-covered forest. I attack them. They block with Bruvac, as expected, but still was worth a try. And now they play land double petitioner, mill me. Right. So that's... Didn't draw an extra turn. I basically need to peel something off the top with Silundi Vision. Ooh, that's a whiff. And that is a good game. GG. Wow. Total whiff. We are ready to play against Kasmina, which is set. Well, I also have a Kasmina deck, and it's pretty much also extra turns, but with more with a more heavy planeswalker focus. I think this is fine because it's. I think the likelihood of drawing a blue is pretty high with Abundant Harvest into land. Yep, there we go. Perfect. Okay, draw it. Yeah, let's play this. And let's just pass the turn, because if they negate the growth spiral, that's kind of fine because I can play the Uro. I didn't play around my potential counter spells, but oh well. Enter the battlefield tapped. Okay, and I think this is just a good spot to play Tamiyo. Because Tamiyo fuels the graveyard. So what's the card that really wins this matchup? Ugin is obviously a good one, right? Ugin is a good one. What else? What else do we have? Because I have 2 extra turns in the graveyard, right? So I don't need like regrowth really right now, right? So if I take an extra turn and I like don't pick regrowth and have a regrowth on top, it goes to the graveyard, and with the extra turn I can bring it back anyways. So yeah, I think it's just Ugin. I think Ugin is just Ugin the Spirit Dragon. Nothing too bad in there. Doesn't matter too much. Yeah, a bunch of stuff we don't care about. Nice. Because that allows us to bring back the Uro. Okay. And now the scary part begins, because like Kasmina. Ooh, yeah, that is scary.
I need to protect as many people as possible. At least I look like I know what I'm doing.
Wow. This. Let's see. Let's just start with this first. Ugin. Eugene. Tamiyo is a good one. It's actually a great one. So I can Time Warp here. And bring back Tamiyo and play land on the same turn, which is probably a good play. Right. They don't have too much mana. They really don't have like control effects, possibly, like, and it's just they don't really have a lot of mana to work with. So if I had one more land, I would probably consider playing the Jadzi here. Maybe the play, thinking about it, was minusing, bring a land back, but then if I had one land and could have brought something back, I could have just Time Warp doing that, right? And that would have been really efficient. I think just taking an extra turn here with a Tamiyo on the field is pretty good, because I can Time Warp, bring it back with Tamiyo, right? Time Warp, bring it back with Tamiyo again, right? And then like I slowly pull ahead here by like playing another land, playing the Lano Elves, bringing back the Time Warp. Okay. Now I can combine that with an Uro drop, essentially, right? Because that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, I can play Uro at the same time. I am not going to play the land side of Balagat because, yep, it's pretty good right now. Yep. So now I'm obviously bringing back the Time Warp again, because that is fun. Okay, now I need to think. So yeah, yeah. Okay. Next turn. No attacks. And here we search for Ugin again, right? Because Ugin just obviously wins. And unless they have Spell Pierce. Ugin the Spirit Dragon. Still not there. That's okay. That's okay. So So how much mana do I have left afterwards? I can work with 2 mana, so I can pull ahead with an Emergent Sequence. And the good thing about the Epiphany here is the flyers can chip down their planeswalkers a bit, essentially. Yeah, I'm keeping the Malakir recovery here. Because as I said, just that into Time Warp is pretty good. Pass turn. So now another land, we search for Ugin again, just really digging deep for that fair card. So we have another extra turn in the yard, right, obviously. And this time, it is a pretty cool one, right? Because I can regrowth and then bring back the Sundering, right? And since I can bring back the Sundering, I can bounce that Dryad, and cool thing is that this allows me to freely attack the planeswalkers, so we get value from doing that. Okay, Veil of Summer. I still get the extra turn because it's 2 separate parts. Yep. So now I'm swinging in at there. I think just getting the Jace out of the way is probably the way to go, essentially. So now 1, 2, 3. Not the Brainstorm. The Brainstorm can be good in some situations. 3 and sure. And here's the question, right? Do I sacrifice my Tamiyo for an extra turn? Thinking, because I don't have any more extra turns left in the deck, right? So I'm just going to Ugin.
Seek and find.
Ugin the Spirit Dragon. Oh wow, he's really shy. He hasn't been there, right? No, he's not. Okay. I think when we just played the Jadzi and swing at Jace. So those were, I think, we pulled ahead here.
Why would you do that?
I like it. I like it because I really don't want to. Oh, that's the name card. Oh, that's interesting. But I just got confused there for a second. But yeah, I really like with this graveyard. I really don't want to sacrifice my Tamiyo here. Veil of Summer saved their Jace, which is pretty nice. I think they scry. I think it's interesting. They can either +2 and scry 1 or +1 and scry 2. And I think +1 scrying 2 is probably the best option here, because that allows them to they really need an answer to this board right now, so that's why they're digging so deep. At the end step, I'm going to they're going to Time Warp. Who could have thought, right? So now if they have Temporal Sundering here, we are in trouble, because that allows them to plus Kasmina again. But if they just minus Kasmina and kill her to get the extra turn, that is actually not too bad for us. Also, let me just crack this. So let's see, what do we have left? We still have the field, we still have the Ugin. That's pretty much it, actually. Yeah, we don't have much left in the deck. Wow.
There's still time for my plans.
Temporal Sundering. Don't have the Temporal Sundering. Oh, that's so good for us, right? Oh no, never mind. That's so bad for us. Because they will minus Kasmina here. For sure. Otherwise, they die. Right, but they have to minus Kasmina, get the counter Temporal Sundering or the Alrund's Epiphany out of the deck. I think, thinking about it, it's probably better to get the Epiphany. Maybe should have attacked the Kasmina. Yeah, I underestimated that. Yeah. At least one attack on Kasmina would have prevented this, right?
Every has led to this moment.
Yup. So my Tamiyo dies, which is okay, right? So they take... Yeah, that was a big misplay, right? Oh well.
I follow the tracks of the
It happens. So they take 1, 2... This extra turn is pretty tame, to be honest, because they don't have too much value to go with it. Top, bottom. And the one on the top, it's probably land, right? Grow spiral, okay, they're pulling ahead. Unlucky that we didn't find the Ugin. That guy really wanted to stay in the deck. Okay, let's see. Let's see.
This study is over.
So they take an... I think they have... Yeah, they have 2 more extra turns if they play it right, because they can play Kasmina and Time Warp in the same turn here, right? 2, 3, 4...
Holds our future.
Do they still have a land drop? Because if they still have a land drop, I'm in big trouble, because Kasmina comes into play, they +2 Jace, and then they plus... Okay, yeah, they don't. Nice. I do have a ton of card draw here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I can. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I can canvas this inside once, and I can Uro. So, and I have essentially 4 draws to make it count, right? For the Ugin. Overall, not the worst odds. But yeah, as I said before, we could have prevented a lot on this. So... Yep, pass the turn. Oh dude, I love extra turns. It's so beautiful, look at this. Isn't this amazing? They search for Ugin, right? Ugin? And... Oh, Temple Sundering. Ooh, I see. Narset. So we upkeep stop, because they have the Narset, right?
Solving mysteries is my specialty.
And then I scry with Castle Ventress here. Right, I do have enough mana to do that, I think.
With thoughtfulness before action.
Please don't. Brawl's expertise. Oh, that's an interesting one. Yep, Jadzi. Interestingly enough, Ugin doesn't kill Heart of Kiran, which is actually a big problem. Yep, those return to hand. Makes sense. Honestly, makes sense. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I actually can't scry now. No, I couldn't scry in the first place, I think. Not sure. So I can basically just hope... So I can canvas this inside here, right? But I don't draw any cards off of it. But if the top card is Ugin, I think I just have to play my outs, I think. The top card is Ugin. It's not Ugin. Okay. Oh well. It doesn't matter. Right. So if the top card was Ugin, I would have won this likely, but now we essentially lost the game. Right, because there's no way they're not winning this with Narset plus Tamiyo digging for Temporal Sundering. That is not fine, actually. Yeah, that is good game. Wow, that was a really cool game, but yeah, misplays happen. We will learn from it. GG. Niv-Mizzet Parun. Okay. The quest is to not let Niv-Mizzet resolve, and then we're fine, right? This is a start hand I really like. We probably keep any land on top. We don't keep Opt on top. Opt is pretty good, like to have in hand when you're starting your Jadzi chains, basically. But it's not really amazing before that. Yeah, I'm putting this on to play, and then I'm fetching an island. I think that is a pretty reasonable play, because then the Vantress comes into play on tap. Yep, snow covered island. And I'm thinking about regrowthing the growth spiral. Oh, never mind. Yep, don't need to make that play anymore. So regular forest and regular island. Putting onto the battlefield the forest because Nissa exists. Field of the Dead is a really good card against decks, basically. Do I care if Nissa gets countered? I can't just play my, like the other half of Jadzi, discarding Overflowing Insight. That might be a good play. If they counter it, that's also fine, right? Yep, saw it coming. But like with this hand, what wins us the game is like Ugin, like Nissa Ugin, that basically ends the game there. Even though, ooh, that's a good one. That is indeed a juicy one. Okay. And I'm just going to run out the Nissa. Let that get countered as well, right? That's fine. And then I'm going to play the Lotus Cobra as a diversion, basically. If they counter that as well, that is even better, right? Behold the multiverse, sure. Yeah, the colorless shitters are really annoying. Okay, next turn I have 8 mana. Well, 9 technically. I could bring back my Narset. That is a possibility. But I think I'd rather just bring back an Ugin. Okay, Hour of Promise. That changes things actually, because I just want to run them over with zombies. Yeah, just kill him. Counter it. So I'm grabbing Forest. No, Castle Garenbrick is kind of a forest if I'm working towards Jadzi. I think since the Nissa is the graveyard and not in play, I think I'd rather do that. Or maybe I just get the double fetch out of the way. I think this is probably what I want to do. It seems like a good play to me. Doesn't really matter too much what we're adding. We already have a ton of blue, right? Well, no. You just add blue. This will be a forest, and that's kind of fine, you know. So I have 6 mana. 6 mana is kind of not 7, and not 7 is not where I want to be. Okay, attack with that. They will probably block it. So if it connects, yeah, that's good for us. But if this connects once, basically, that would be pretty nice for us. Because I can +1 to kill the Saheli with Ugin, right? -3 and +2 is basically the same.
After 1,000 years, I'm getting the hang of something.
Well, obviously resolving an Ugin here would be devastating for them. But I think I'm just going to run out the Jadzi, because Ugin will usually win the game, right? That's just the thing. Let's just play it. Let's just play it. If they play like a Quench, ooh, that's nice. I'm going to double attack you once, and then make him choose, essentially.
Ideas like seconds are fleeting.
Because, like, these are actually the ones I want to kill, kind of, you know, if that makes sense, because they're colorless, and colorless, yeah, don't like it, hate it. Sure. And then I can regrowth something here, but I think I wanna hold off right now, because yeah, just play it slow. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. And do they just Ox here? Oh no, they can't. But they will Teferi. They can upkeep phase out the Jadzi, which is probably a bit annoying for us. It's not too bad though. They didn't do that. So I think now we're just trying to pop off here, right? Makes sense. Okay, hold full control. When I see this, right, I am... So, okay. I think I want to do this now. How much mana is that? That is... Yeah. Okay. We're popping off. Yup. So we draw 3. Yup. Oh wow. I think this is what we want to have on top, and then this order is probably the best here. Oh no, it doesn't matter. Yep. Yep, and I forgot about the opt on the stack. And then just do... Yep. And I'd like to return you to hand. If they counter it, right, I have the Ugin on top. Well, with denial doesn't get us here, which is great. But what are they countering? The Ugin? That's fair. Yep, and then we just regrowth Ugin, and that should be the game, right? Regrowth, Ugin. We don't need total full control anymore. Maybe we didn't even need it in the first place, but I'm always being safe. Sure. Yep, that's fine. And we just play, yeah. Yep, they see the writing on the wall and we win. GG. So, I hope you enjoyed the games as much as I did, and yeah, this deck is a blast, right? It's And at the end of the day, it plays the usual suspects in Simic, right? Just ramp, and then oops, and I'm playing Ugin. We didn't see Tamiyo in action, sadly, but if this is on the field with Jadzi, it can get really absurd, right? You can deck yourself easily. You actually need to watch out for that. Especially if you have a Tamiyo on the field, right? In one game you saw I went down to like 17 cards in library. Didn't see the Ugin ones though. Sad. Yeah, and overall, I really like this deck. Like obviously cards like Seagate Restoration are obviously amazing, right? Maybe you want to add the other flip land that grabs a creature from the deck. I don't have too high of a creature count there with only 6, right? But maybe it's just worth to play that to keep the chain going. You have to decide for yourself. The Brawl's expertise I saw in one game could be a nice addition. I kind of like that because you can play a 3-drop afterwards or less, right? I think that will be cool card in this deck. I dig it, right? But other than that, Jadzi, pretty fun Simic commander. Just the like cascade feeling of the deck is pretty cool, and overall you should grab some nice wins with this deck. Yeah, see you next time.